All right, here is a raw look at a live radio news broadcast, and we'll see how interesting this turns out to be. We got about 1 minute before we go on live. Got all the stories ready to rock. Got the mic ready. Get your levels ready. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's a little different, but I personally like to have one ear free. Hear everything over in this one, so I can hear my voice. 20 seconds. Now you see all the little nuances and things, little ticks I got before we get going. 5 seconds. Good morning. I'm Steve Jurens with your KXLG state and local news for Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. Your news this hour is brought to you by Lake Area Door and Sharp Automotive. A new piece of farm equipment traveling under 458th Street just south of Watertown hit the bridge going under Interstate 29 and crashed into the northbound ditch Tuesday morning. The accident happened around 9 a.m. Tuesday, and workers were still removing the wreckage at noon, according to a law enforcement officer. Traffic on 458th Street was stopped by the South Dakota Highway Patrol personnel and had to return the way it came. Stay tuned to KXLG Radio for more information on this developing story. There's good news and bad news for fans of Godfather's Pizza in Watertown. The bad news is that the mall location will close in the next couple of weeks. But the good news is that Godfather's Pizza and Chicken will still be available at Sioux Valley Cooperative Convenience Store and US Highway 20 beginning January 4th. Later in 2024, the Sioux Valley store on US Highway 212 will also start serving Godfathers. Tyler Urban, managing partner for Godfathers, said, quote, "We are excited to announce that Sioux Valley Cooperative will continue to offer Godfathers Pizza and Chicken," end quote. Godfather's owner, Jordan Urban, said that while this will be a change for Watertown, customers will be better served with eventual multiple locations in the city. A media release from Sioux Valley Co-op is also attached to the article on mykxlg.com. A former Watertown resident, Desiree Frederick, 60, of Alexandria, Minnesota, has been identified by Alexandria police as the woman killed in a stabbing on November 24th. According to officials, on November 24th at 10:31 p.m., the Alexandria Police Department and North Memorial Ambulance were called to the 1600 block of 6th Avenue East. Once first responders were on the scene, Frederick was unresponsive, and they performed life-saving measures. However, she was pronounced dead on the scene. It was reported that Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, or BCA, also responded to the scene to collect evidence, and the investigation is being conducted as a homicide. Anyone with any knowledge or information surrounding this incident is asked to contact the Alexandria Police Department and speak with a detective. With the rock band AC/DC song Shoot to Thrill blaring in the background, Lake Area Technical College's guest speaker, Chet Larson, a well-known social media influencer, landed in a helicopter. The event sponsor, Leading Edge Industries, provided the helicopter ride, accompanied by CEO, founder, and Lake Area Technical College alumni, Sean Gengerke. Chet Larson is a fifth-generation family farmer at Larson Farms near Corral, Minnesota, with his grandpa, uncle, and dad. Larson is considered a social media influencer. On Facebook, Larson Farms has over 245,000 followers, over 157,000 followers on Instagram, and over 800 videos with over 393,000 followers on YouTube. KXLG News attended the event to hear about Larson's story. Lake Area Technical College's president, Tiffany Sanderson, introduced and interviewed Larson before the college's students asked some questions. Larson talks about growing black turtle beans at the family farm. Now I get maybe a little break while we do a soundbite and play that. Gotta make sure the level sounds good, but now you see the instant reactions. Make a mistake or say something wrong or whatever, but that's why it's live. And we just keep going. Larson discussed the importance of challenging his family on differing farming techniques and how he is sure to incorporate their wisdom and experience. After some advice, the social media pages were created. So ITV news people are very special in my opinion, because I don't know. Got a face for radio, right? Larson talked about overcoming the challenges of becoming an up-and-coming social influencer and its effect on his life. Being a generational farmer is something you enjoy, and you must have the strength to ride out the tough times. Alright, so I know we're going to take a break next. Well, after one more read and a sound bite, and then we do a break for a minute for some sponsors. We thank them. Larson said the videos are working, and it is just day-to-day farming that they are recording, and he is just going to focus on staying authentic. Multiple students stepped up to the mic to ask questions. Check out the full audio attached to the article on mykxlg.com. This would be a nice little ending, and then we'll go to a break. One short story, and we always end every broadcast with a good news story. We like to focus on the positive, right? And we'll be back with more news after this. What's that?
Turtle beans. Black turtle beans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds like those are up and coming and way better than black-eyed peas. I have a little intercom system in here so we can communicate with each other if there's any kind of an emergency or a little jokey joke, a little comment. So one commercial's gone by, and now got one more. Cottington County Sheriff's Office wrapped up their annual winter coat drive, in which KXLG was a fellow drop-off location. Cottington County Sheriff Brad Howell talked about the event. Now we gotta turn the level up because this soundbite is quieter than the other one, so you gotta keep an eye on that. 15. Sheriff Howell said monetary donations were also received. Commissioner Myron Johnson commented, quote, "Thank you for doing that," end quote, to Sheriff Howell. Some photos the sheriff's office took of the event are posted to the article on mykxlg.com. And now, a good news story presented by Embrace Dentistry. Embrace Dentistry believes that if you focus on good news, you'll see more of it. Like this story. The Watertown Area Community Foundation puts the fun and fundraising during the annual Christmas tree fundraiser, which is happening now at the Watertown Regional Library. 15 Watertown area nonprofits have decorated trees on display at the library, and visitors can vote for their favorite. Votes cost $1 each, and there is no limit on the number of times you can vote. Voting began on Monday. When December ends, the Community Foundation will match any money raised by each nonprofit up to $300, and the organization with the most money raised will get an additional $500. Cami Mengwasser, Executive Director of the Watertown Area Community Foundation, told KXLG News that this is one of the foundation's most popular fundraisers. Levels aren't too bad on that one. Every Tuesday night from 6 to 6:30 p.m., all of the lights in the library will be turned off, so just the glow of the lighted trees will illuminate the space. Mengwasser said the fundraiser is in its 10th year and gets better yearly. Mengwasser said the winning tree and vote totals will be announced in early January. A little off on the cadence there. Check out the article on mykxlg.com for a complete list of participants. And that was another good news story presented by Embrace Dentistry, helping you embrace a more comfortable experience while spending less time in the dental chair. And if you focus on good news, you'll see more of it. Your news this hour was brought to you by Lake Erie Door and Sharp Automotive. From the KXLG Newsroom, I'm Steve Jurens. And then we always do this weird thumbs up thing. It's kind of funny though. There's two people in there, if you're not familiar, in the control room. And so there's a quick look at a live broadcast, the very first one of the day. So it is, I get here at about 6 a.m., I get up at about 4:45, and that first one kicks off at 7:04 a.m. Then we've got one at 8:04, and then there's one at noon. And then generally we do any updates and do a bit of a recording, if you will, for one to play at 5. But we're always working on something, so I guess you can let me know your thoughts on all this news stuff for the morning. But if we continue these, you'll see that I'm pretty critical of myself, and I want to get the cadence down. I always want to have the tone and inflection down, and so a lot of throat clears and things like that. So anyways, I guess stay tuned.